Hello, and welcome back to The Good, the Bad, and the Poorly Written. If you don't already know, my name's Luke. I'm a writer, director, and film editor. In this series, we're taking a look at my first feature screenplay and trying to make it a bit better. The script is titled Crime at 6,200 Feet. It's a neo-noir about a ski bum living in South Lake Tahoe who decides to investigate a crime. I wrote it when I was a ski bum living in South Lake Tahoe. The format of the show goes something like this. I'll read a section of the old script, talk about what does or doesn't work, then present a revised version and tell you why I changed what. Today we're going to take a look at a longer section, scenes 3 and 4, where we kick off the mystery that sets the main plot in motion. Let's get into it. Scene 3, exterior, Tahoe, residential neighborhood, evening. Getting out, they walk across the driveway packed with snow. Sam slips and nearly falls. Sam. God dang it. Hammett. Careful now. Sam. I'll show you careful now. Hammett reaches the door first and knocks. After a moment, a voice answers from behind the door. Voice. Yeah? Hammett. It's Hammett and Sam? Voice. Oh, old Sam and Ham. The voice laughs at his joke. Hammett looks at Sam and watches his friend roll his eyes. Hammett. Yeah, we're here to see Charlie? Voice. Right. The door swings open and they enter. Cut to... Alright, this scene is pretty simple and actually works alright for what it's doing, which is just getting the characters from the car to the front door. There was one section that I wanted to tweak a little bit. It's the interaction between Sam and Hammett. I thought the original read a little dry, and I wanted it to be clear that they were teasing each other. So, here's the revised version. Sam. God dang it. Hammett, laughing. Careful now, bud. Sam. I'll show you careful now. The next part I adjusted was this. The voice laughs at his joke. Hammett looks at Sam and watches his friend roll his eyes. Now that is a lot of pronouns in one sentence. I used his to refer to 3 different dudes. Now, if we were to take what young Luke wrote extremely literally, we'd have to wonder, how does one watch someone roll your own eyes? It just doesn't make sense. It's way too dense. A screenplay isn't a beautiful poem that should be read and then contemplated on some majestic peak overlooking a beautiful vista and then reread and contemplated some more. No, a screenplay is a blueprint for something else. And as such, it should be easy to understand. Let's take a look at a better version. The voice laughs at his joke. Hammett looks at Sam and rolls his eyes. Before I get into scene 4, I want to talk about the transition. I eliminated the cut to. I like saving cut tos for bigger changes in location or time. Now I know I might be breaking some sort of screenwriting rule here, but I think this just reads better. We already know we're at the exterior of Charlie's house. So if we're going to enter something, then we would know we would be in the interior of Charlie's house. But, quick caveat, while this may make the script easier to read, it's bad for production. So be prepared to change your screenplay in case a producer is going to do a breakdown or budget. All right, back to the scene we're supposed to be talking about. Scene 4. Interior, Charlie's house, continuous. The first thing the friends see as they enter is the voice, aka John, white, 21, and very large. In one hand, he holds a double-bladed axe. Hammett. Jesus. Sam notices that the door has been held shut with a chair. Looking down, he sees splinters of wood on the floor. He follows these to the door frame. It has been cracked. The spot with the daylock has been broken in. Charlie enters the room. He looks tired and nervous. Hammett walks over to him. They clasp hands and shoulders in greeting. It is clear that he is Hammett's friend. Sam waves a half hello. So the original is a bit wordy, and I really don't like the order. In the first action block, we get the character intro and then the details of the acts. So in my mind, I see the character's face first, and then I see the acts. But I think it would be cooler if we swap those. Get the acts first, and then the character. Here's a reordered version. In front of them is a very large man holding a double-bladed axe in one meaty hand. This is John, 21. The next problem is that once again, young Luke wrote something that can't be visualized. Remember the burn CD from the last episode? Here we have this. Sam notices that the door has been held shut with a chair. The door is now open, so how would Sam know that the chair was holding the door shut? Sure, you could have a chair nearby, but that could just be where John sits or where the chair always is. In order to know that the chair was holding the door shut, we need to show the chair holding the door shut, which would mean we'd need to cut inside the house before the guys enter. And by doing that, we ruin the reveal of a big dude with a giant axe standing in the doorway, which I think is a cooler detail, so better to focus on that. Sam notices splinters of wood on the floor. He follows them back to the door. The frame is cracked and the daylock has been ripped off. This new version is easier to read, and it provides the details that guide the imagination in clear progression. It's written like a POV shot without having to say it's a POV shot. The next section from the original is missing both context and character info. First, Charlie just magically enters the room because that's what the story needs him to do. Then, he's not doing anything in the scene. And finally, we're just told what he's like. John turns to the back of the house and hollers. John: "Yo, Charlie! Customers!" Without waiting for a response, he sits back on the couch and resumes watching an Adult Swim type cartoon. An exhausted-looking young man in a tracksuit, one size too big, enters the room. This is Charlie, 23. Hammett steps forward and greets him with a bro hug. Hammett: "What's up, man?" Sam hangs back, giving a half wave. Sam: "Hey." Charlie breaks the hug and fidgets with his tracksuit. So in the original, we had the line, "It is clear that he is Hammett's friend," which is god-awful. I mean, it's clear? All right, well, how is it clear? In the new version, we have the characters each doing different things. Hammett steps up and gives Charlie a bro hug, while Sam hangs back and gives a half hello. By having the characters do different actions, it shows the difference in their relationship with Charlie. We also can see that he's nervous. He's fidgeting with his tracksuit. Now, it's a small detail, but putting actions like this in your screenplays give actors something to build on. The more interesting you can make the characters on the page, the more interesting they'll be on screen. All right, this next section's a bit longer, so I'm going to try something new to keep it moving and keep it interesting. Let me know in the comments if you think it works or if you think it doesn't.
Charlie, what the is with Lil John and the axe?
We had a break-in?
Sam continues to look around the room.
Oh, what did they get?
An OZ, some cash, my f***ing double bubbler.
Dude, that is so weak.
When did it happen?
John and Charlie eye Sam suspiciously. Hammett steps back and puts his arm across Sam's shoulders and pats him friendlily.
Don't worry about old Sammy, he's cool.
John sits back in the couch and begins to watch TV. Charlie nods at Sam, who returns in kind.
We are just, we're just a little sketched out around here.
Oh, for sure. So, what exactly happened?
Well, the other night we were having a little party here. Probably, I don't know, 8, 10 people were over. We were drinking, smoking, whatever. Then somebody mentions they're having a house party on Rocky Point. That's just a few blocks away.
How many?
I don't know, 5 or 6. Anyways, we all cruise over there, and when we get back, the door is kicked in and my is gone. We had the lights on and the driveway was full of cars.
Damn, ballsy.
More than that.
What do you mean?
Well, how long did you say that you were gone?
Hour and a half, 2, I don't know. Why?
Just curious.
Anyways, where the was I?
Just that you weren't gone very long.
Oh yeah, well, after I saw what got stolen, we grabbed the axe from Lil John's and been hanging out here ever since.
You call the police?
Yeah, I'm gonna call the police and report my stolen drugs.
Damn, dude. I'm really sorry about this. Do you think I could get a sack?
I got all that out of here. Give me a call tomorrow and I'll come by your place.
All right, later, Charlie.
Walking out.
Later, Lil John.
As Sam walks out, the light from inside catches the door, showing the print of a large boot. Cut to. So one of the main problems here is that they're just standing around giving exposition. Now, it is a mystery, so a discussion of the crime that sets the plot in motion is not out of place, but man, this is a really boring way to do it. It's also not really how people talk. In this version, Sam is a bit too forceful with someone he hardly knows, Charlie. While at the same time, Charlie should be more familiar with Sam. Basically, both characters need to be shifted to be like, I don't know, real people? Now, I know that's not really a helpful note. But if you want to be a writer, you need to listen to how folks interact. And I mean in real life, not just on TV shows. There's a dance of familiarity and deference that occurs in every interaction. And if you violate that, it makes everything really uncomfortable. Like if I was getting coffee and the barista said, "Hey, how's your day going?" And I said, "Oh, not great. I'm a little sad because my dog just got ran over by my ex-girlfriend's new lover." It would make the entire coffee shop awkward. So instead I say, "Not bad," or "No complaints." Even though those aren't true, they're keeping with the familiarity of the relationship. All right, let's get back to it.
Man, it's crazy. Some f***ers ripped us off.
Oh, what did they get?
An ounce, some cash, my f***ing double bubbler.
Dude.
Yeah.
An awkward moment of silence.
The usual?
Yeah, if you got it.
They didn't get all my shit.
Charlie walks to what looks like a well-worn bedroom dresser set to the side of the living room. From the top drawer, he removes a digital scale and a mason jar filled with weed. Cracking open the jar, he begins to weigh the drugs into a plastic baggie.
When did it happen?
Last night.
Were you asleep or something?
From the couch, John snorts.
I ain't sleeping through that shit.
John motions over his shoulder at the busted door.
Right. So you were gone?
Yeah, we were here for a minute, drinking with some folks. Then someone mentioned a house party over on Rocky Point, so we walked over there for a bit. Then when we got back...
He turns with the bag filled and hands it to Hammett.
The f***ing door is kicked in and my shit is gone.
Hammett takes the bag and hands Charlie a couple folded up bills. Hammett.
Damn, ballsy.
Yeah. Were you gone long?
Dunno. Hour or two, maybe? Why?
Just curious. You call the police?
Charlie looks at Sam, dumbfounded, then to Hammett like, "Who the f*** is this guy?"
Yeah, he's gonna call the police and report his stolen drugs. Jesus, Sam.
Sam looks down, embarrassed.
Oh, yeah, right.
Anyways, really sorry about this. Let me know if we can do anything.
He steps up and gives Charlie another bro hug.
Yeah, thanks, man. I think we got it covered for now.
All right. Later, Charlie. See you, John.
As Hammett walks past the couch, he fist bumps John. Sam holds the door open for Hammett. As his friend passes, something catches his eye. Looking down, he sees the faint imprint of a large boot in the middle of the door.
Did you guys see this?
He motions at the print.
Yeah, we seen it.
Big shoe.
Yeah, f***ing 13 or some.
Sam nods and continues out into... The first thing you might notice is I moved the pot selling up earlier. I thought getting to the end and then having Charlie say, "I don't have any weed," made the scene kind of pointless. Like, the only reason they were there then was just for the exposition. Plus, they were all just standing around. So moving the weed selling up earlier gives at least one of the characters, Charlie, something to do. There's a lot of other little changes throughout, and you can take a closer look at the side-by-side PDF I've uploaded. Link in the description. But I do want to highlight a couple. First, there's this exchange.
You call the police?
Yeah, I'm gonna call the police and report my stolen drugs.
I thought this was a good place to highlight Sam's naivete and to give some tension between him and Hammett. Also, I wanted to pull it more in line with the familiarity level that Sam and Charlie have together. Here's a revised version.
Just curious. You call the police?
Charlie looks at Sam, dumbfounded, then to Hammett like, "Who the f*** is this guy?"
Yeah, he's gonna call the police and report his stolen drugs. Jesus, Sam.
Sam looks down, embarrassed.
Oh, yeah, right.
The last significant change was to put the footprint section into this scene. In the original script, it took place in the beginning of scene 5, which was an exterior. But I was thinking about footprints and doors and the angle of the door and how it would be hard to see it from inside and you'd be outside and shutting the door. And it just made more sense to move it into this one. Now, I'm probably overthinking it because I think this would be something you just work out on set. Like if I was shooting this, I would cover this moment from both an interior and an exterior perspective. but I think this version is just cleaner and easier to read. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into exposition, plot, and how you can use dialogue to set up the familiarity between characters. Next week, we're going to take a look at scenes 5 through 8, where Sam finds another clue and then decides to investigate the crime. Until then, be good and write well.